So I just got off the phone with a sales manager that works out in Texas, and I don't do sales training that often because I'm trying to stick with one niche, which is the door to door. But here's my sales training for just a moment. Sales manager training is what I can do, right? So here's the thing. For a sales manager to be an effective sales manager, you are not a motivator. Quit motivating people. I mean, sometimes it works. It's pretty cool for a minute, but at some point in time, you can't be a prophet in your own land. Number two, you got to look at yourself like you're a coach. Now, what does that mean? What that means is that a coach does not send their players out without a playbook. Okay, but what's the playbook look like for roofing? Here you go. This is what I do. You ready? Number one, we need a storm to work. This is for storm restoration and roofing sales. Number two, they need a territory to work. They need a particular neighborhood to work. Number three, they need somebody to name leverage. It's so awkward to go fresh into a neighborhood without being like, at least we worked with Paul over there, we worked with Miss Joy over there. People get our cold calling leads all the time just so they can name drop in neighborhoods. And probably the most important thing that I see a lot of sales managers leaving out is the sense of urgency. Sense of urgency is what gets people to move. Sense of urgency handles the objection of, I don't have any leaks right now. Sense of urgency answers most questions. So a sense of urgency is not just for the homeowner. You need to be speaking that same language to your team. You should be talking sense of urgency all the time. Okay. So every week as a sales manager, you should have the storm that you want to work for that week. You might have multiple storms that you're working, but there's one we want to focus on. Let's say that it's been 20 months for a storm and we're coming into the 24 type area where it's going to have a cutoff. So all those houses that were completely affected on the 20 months ago, we need to be focused on those. So we're going to go back, we're going to look at that storm, and then every week I'm going to have a sales meeting and I'm going to say, hey, here's the areas I'd like to see y'all target. I know y'all got a bunch going on, but let's focus on these areas that were affected 20 months ago because we're coming into the back end of the storm date and we need to help as many folks as we can, because if not, they're going to run out of time. Some of y'all may or may not even know that insurance, has a cutoff as far as how long you can go back on a storm date. That's what we're talking about. Other types of sense of urgencies might be the shingles are running out, or you're trying to hit a bonus. It could be a thing where the sales manager comes up with a bonus for that week. That could be a sense of urgency because you got to make the sales by the end of the week, or a monthly one, whatever that looks like. But there's got to be a built-in sense of urgency. On the coast, we did it before the hurricanes would come. We'd be like, you got to file for the hailstorm before the hurricane comes, so that way the deductible is a little bit less. Something so we can get your roof done before the snow gets here up north. A lot of reasons to do that. Make sure you get your name on the list before everybody else, because everybody's getting a roof and we want to get yours before Christmas. Whatever that sense of urgency would be that you would tell a customer is what you need to tell your guys and gals in the field. So that way they speak what you speak in the field. And that way, if anything goes wrong with the sale, you can adjust from it, because you're going to make sure that they're using your sense of urgency, your storm. And now you can actually help them sell as a sales manager because you gave them the playbook. Now you need to just figure out why they didn't run the plays correctly, or what happened during the play that it went wrong, instead of just telling everybody that they can do it and they're the one and they'll always be the greatest. I love motivation. Don't get me wrong. I'm a personal growth and development guy 100%. But for sales managers to do it on a weekly basis with their sales staff, it is a little tough, just because you can't be a prophet in your own land. So I hope this helps. Go out there, get your 3 storm date, territory for each one of the reps, and your sense of urgency, and see if that helps. All right. Holla.